The house was a great turn-of-the-century house in a great neighborhood, and it made a ton of sense, but as our children grew, we found the house just wasn't big enough. Before we did the work, there was a small kind of three-season room at the back, which I think is pretty typical for the neighborhood. But everything was just starting to show its age, and at the same time our kids were getting bigger all the time, and so it became an easy way to justify getting an architect in. We've been really happy with Maria Denegri. We back onto a ravine, so we have a little height, and we thought, hey, what if we just added onto the back and gave it a treehouse feel, where if you went right to the window at the back of the house, it would actually feel like you could be somewhere in the trees. We had some really good thinking initially on what are the key features we really need in the room, and then the room got built around it. The window is really the main feature. You know, how do we build it so it really frames outside as much as possible, and then having some functionality, knowing that in the middle of July, August, it'd be great to get some natural air in. The blinds have this dual feature where you can only see silhouettes looking in from the outside, but we similarly can see silhouettes looking outside, so they're not blackout. So you still get a sense of there's something going on in the background on a sunny day, which is kind of nice. We're really happy with the fact that we have a lot of built-in furniture that's very functional. We have a closet that's oversized but fits comfortably in the room. I just needed a proper wine fridge somewhere, so I ended up finding one where you could actually have a custom cabinet panel put on the front of it, so it actually looks like proper storage, and it's built into an integrated space. And then we've got a really nice built-in media cabinet that runs the length of the new room. There's a single piece of walnut countertop across the top of it, which again just kind of fits with this whole transitional design, but I think also marrying it with the outside by using natural wood, we feel like we capture a bit more of the treehouse effect we're looking for. When we did the kitchen, I think naturally we were thinking almost in a transitional space. We knew given it's an older home galley style kitchen made the most sense, so we wanted it as open as possible. It needed to still look like it was part of the house versus something that was done well after the fact. So it's got a little bit of a shaker style to it, but in materials and colors that are more transitional. It's our front living room, which is a beautiful room, underutilized partly because it was too traditional. We ended up doing things like taking out a wood-burning fireplace. Think of the ugliest fireplace you've ever seen. It kind of had a Buddha belly, so it would come up and around from the floor, the most unusual design. So we went to a beautiful gas fireplace that we're really happy with. That's now centered in the room as well, so we can actually organize furniture around it more comfortably. We settled on just two different types of stone. And what was great is it's bookended on the sides, so the grains that you love to follow the most on the stone actually will go and wrap around the sides of the feature wall. And when you look at it, they've done such a good job. It almost looks like it's a single insert. The built-ins actually are meant not to stand out or conflict in any way with the fireplace, but they're kind of softly complemented. So the closed side, it falls a bit more into the background, and it gives us more storage. And then for the bookshelf side, it does give us an opportunity to show off a couple things that we've been collecting over time.
So everyone's happy?
Everyone's happy. This extension's 10 feet up, so you really feel like you're cantilevered over. What's great is you get a beautiful canopy during the summer, but what's amazing is the winters. If we get snow in the city, you kind of get that winter wonderland effect.